All right, let's find common ground. The Packers. You want to do that? How much we hate the Packers?
Yay! How great was their draft?
Oh, unbelievable.
Pretty solid.
Everyone's like, are you excited about the Minnesota draft? I was like, yeah, I mean, I saw those picks coming, but the Packer draft, I was like, oh, yes!
But is there a small part of you who
Nope.
thinking fuck, Jordan Love will probably be a Hall of Famer just because that's how it always works out for them?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you never know how it's going to play out. I just like that they're in, it just discombobulated for a minute. So that, just the drama over there brings me joy.
Yes.
Where do we stand on Kirk Cousins?
I mean, I like Kurt. He's a good quarterback.
Kurt,
that was the most Vikings. I have friends who are Vikings fans, and your response there is every single Vikings fan's response: a deep sigh, and then he's a good guy.
That's all you can say about him. And I rooted for him for I think 3 years when he was in DC, and that's the best compliment. It's like he seems like a guy that you would trust to park your car.
You do the thing where you have to actually talk yourself into him repeatedly when asked.
Well, I mean, what are you going to do? I'm not going to be one of those people that's like, fuck him. It's like he's under contract. He's playing for us. He's not a bad quarterback. I mean, our O-line, the thing about him is he's not mobile. I mean, it's almost comical when shit hits the fan where he's just like, okay, bye.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he turtles.
Have you noticed that his head definitely got bigger when he became a Viking and he had to wear that purple helmet? It looks bigger now.
Yeah, we enlarged the helmets.
Mm-hmm. What about, would you rather have Kirk Cousins or Sam Bradford?
Kirk Cousins.
Would you rather have Kirk Cousins or Stephon Diggs?
I mean, they're different positions, but
there's a real problem that happened.
I mean, I would probably rather have Cousins. I love
This is great. I love this. You're doing what I've done with every shitty Bears quarterback where I'm just like, dude, who else are you going to pay?
I mean, the Bears, they're another. I'm on a text thread with because a lot of comedians come out of Chicago. I mean, a fucking billion. So I'm on a text thread with a lot of those guys. And it's literally 10 Bears fans and then me. And I just watch the scroll of fucking meltdowns.
Yep.
And I just, as a bystander, I just sit there and I'll chime in a couple times. And they're like, "Fuck you!" But it does all kind of gravitate towards hating the Packers. So,
yeah.
I mean, that's one great thing about the NFC North is you can always go, okay, well, fuck those guys.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have a question about your Vikings game day ritual. Do you get drunk for every game? Because the way you tweet like a madman, like a true fan. I love that about your Twitter, but I always imagine you're just blackout drunk when you're tweeting in all caps, yelling at everyone.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. There was one season I went hard in the paint on Twitter where I completely lost my mind. I mean, alcohol was for sure involved. I mean, that's another Midwest thing too, is it is just such a shitstorm of alcohol that, I mean, there's full games I've been to, no recollection of being there. I mean, the pregame rituals, the tailgating, then into the bar, then into the stadium, and then throughout the game. I mean, it's just and win or lose, there's no I say a lot, sorry. There's no saving grace. So if you win, it's the best, and if you lose, you're like, bye world.
Yep.
Bye.
Right. Am I gonna drink because I'm happy, or am I gonna drink because I'm sad? That's what you have to do with after.
So it's always insanity. Are you guys big tailgate?
I used to tailgate. Yeah, I used to tailgate before games, but then it became an issue where it's like, okay, when you tailgate, you usually miss the first quarter at least. You get in at the start of the second quarter, and then it's a pain in the ass to get in, pain in the ass to get out. I just stopped going to games because it's so much better at home watching on TV.
I mean, at the end of the day, it is, just in terms of just watching a game. I mean, you get so much more when it's live. You don't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're just like, what there's no replay, and everyone's, is that a fumble? Did you see it? Who saw it? And you're like, I don't know. You're in the bathroom. I'm like, yeah, I know. Did anyone?
Yeah.
Just completely just a shell of a human.
I actually think the tailgate is better than going to the game. A perfect Sunday would be to tailgate, then go watch all the games, because there's something about a tailgate when you have that vibe where everyone's excited for what could possibly happen and everyone's in a great mood, and you got that like cold, have I pissed myself? Everyone's passing around booze and food. There's nothing like a tailgate vibe before a big game.
Yeah, and there's also, should I piss myself?
Yes.
It's also like, hey man, should I just flip the switch here and maybe warm up for about 10 seconds?
And then instantly regret it for the rest of the afternoon. You're like, but it felt really good for those 10 seconds.
I heard a story about, I believe it was, I don't know if I'm misquoting it, but it was Bears fans that went to a Packer game and it was freezing out, and their goal was to piss and shit themselves so much in the stands that they were completely disgusting to be around. And that was their goal. They just chugged beer and as much as they could and completely defecated and soiled themselves to such a repulsive way. So they're like, win or lose, we're going to ruin this experience for everyone around us.
I respect that.
And I just thought that was really, really admirable.
You know what I used to do? I used to go tailgate. I get drunk in the parking lot, and then I just didn't have enough money to buy a ticket for the game. So I'd stay in the parking lot and watch the game on a TV, like in the back of a car, or like out of the back of a truck or something like that. And you could hear the in-game noise from the stadium on the outside. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I remember I did a show in Indiana once, and my buddy that I was with was like, hey, let's go to Notre Dame football game. And I'm like, okay, I'd never been before. It was pretty badass. And we went, and people think tailgating, I mean, I was always like, oh, it's like a college thing. Dude, the Notre Dame tailgate were people in their 80s, these old Notre Dame fans, and they were ripping Jameson at fucking 8 a.m. like it was water.
Yes.
And I was in my 20s at the time, and I was like, oh my Lord.
Yes.
This is the goal.
The tailgate at Notre Dame is unlike any other, just because it is the oldest tailgate, but it still goes pretty hard, and you have like a bunch of old dudes with their class rings and cigars just having a great time. So yeah, you're absolutely right on that. I had let's do a little comedy talk. I'm oh, you don't want to. All right, fine. Let's just talk sports.
No, it's fine.
Tell me a joke.
All right,
man.
Remember the night I saw a video, Nick. Remember the 99 Vikings?
The 99, yeah.
Playoffs 99.
After 98?
Yeah. I saw a video about that team. That team was good, man. They should have won it.
Well, yeah, that was horrible. Well, the 98 season was a fucking disaster.
The 15-1 team.
Yeah, that was probably the worst.
Yeah.
The worst thing ever. Then we lost at home.
Yeah.
To Atlanta.
Yeah. Gary Anderson hadn't missed a kick all year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Morton Anderson. He nailed it.
Yeah, that's probably, I can't imagine that's not the worst moment, in Minnesota history.
No.
That was a nightmare. It was one of those things where it was almost too good, where it just didn't even, it was cartoonish how we were beating people. And it was, that just set the precedent of just heartbreak and vomit awful feelings for a long time.
But you guys had Randy Moss and Chris Carter.
That's pretty cool.
That's crazy that you lost that game.
Yeah.
Really good offensively. What about Blair Walsh?
Where's the comedy part of this setup that you were talking about?
Well, you wanted to talk sports.
You said you didn't seem like
you
wanted to joke around with us.
I made a face.
Okay, all right. Let's
I made a face and you read into the face.
Okay, first comment.
Wait. I will say, Blair Walsh. God bless Blair Walsh. He's a sweet dude, and I definitely lost my mind about that. And it was kind of understandable, but I that's when I digressed from kind of, going after players and being so mad. But, you know, when you're missing extra points on the regular, it just got to be like, okay, let's just cut the guy. Like, this is insane.
Mm-hmm.
But I do, you know, I digress from shitting on athletes because I know it's hard as fuck, and you know, I'm hammered at a bar, and so fuck me.
Have you ever broken a TV over the Vikings?
No, I have not broken a television set, but I have come pretty close. There's times where I should not have been in public.
Okay.
Yes.
Where I would get obliterated if I couldn't go to a game. If I was stuck in LA, I would go out, and a lot of the times I was just like, I just shouldn't be out.
Right.
Like, that's just, I've cried in public.
Uh-huh.
I've cried at bars.
That's the most manly thing you can do is cry in public over a football game. Yeah. I've done that a couple times.
I wept openly when Blair Walsh missed the 27-yard field goal against Seattle, and we didn't go to the playoffs. And I walked out of the bar and just started crying.
Yeah, you were so drunk that was the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bug Grant walked out on the field before the game. It was like negative 10 degrees.
I think every game is a playoff game.
Yeah.
That's how much I think. Every game is a playoff game.